T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. All three engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Well, hello there. Welcome to the Starfleet Lock and Safe YouTube channel. I'm Gene. This is Leilu. This video is in response to a lot of phone calls that we've gotten, text messages, emails, you name it. If it's a way to communicate, we've probably heard through it. People having issues. They love the video we put out on the ESL10 and the ESL20 and the ESL5. I guess it's the ESL10 and the ESL5. They love those videos, but you're still having issues. So, in response to that, we're going to do a video here on troubleshooting those two locks, the ESL5 and the ESL10. We'll cover things like changing the batteries, what happens when it doesn't beep, when everything seems to be working fine but it won't open. This video might get a little involved, but then again, it's all the questions you've been asking, and hopefully I can answer them for you. There you go. Keep sending those comments in. If you have any questions, let us know. If you'd like to see a particular video on some type of lock or something like that, let us know. We might have a chance to do something for you. As always, thanks for watching. So here are the two most popular locks, or two examples of the most popular locks that we sell on safes. The AMSEC ESL5 on this side and the AMSEC ESL20. I do not have a mounted version of the ESL10, which is what we keep hearing questions about. But the ESL20 operates very similarly, has a bunch of extra features that are not in the ESL10, so we'll use this as an example and we'll just cover the features that we need to. So, troubleshooting. A lot of you have been calling in about issues with these. The ESL10 is a deadbolt style. You can see here that this bolt here, that's the deadbolt on an ESL10 or an ESL20. So when you enter the combination, in this case it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and remember you always start with C and end with pound. When you do that, you can see the deadbolt pulls back in and automatically locks. On the ESL5, it operates similarly. That's a hard word to say. Enter C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, followed by pound. And in this case, it's a swing bolt. Oh, we got an issue here. This has a dead battery on it. Actually, a weak battery. We're still getting the beeps. We're still getting the lights. And notice they look kind of dim. So we're going to change the battery on this one. How do we change the battery? The same way you change the battery on an ESL5, ESL20, ESL10, ESL15. Grab a hold of the keypad and twist it counterclockwise. Just like that. Pull it off, and there's your battery in behind. So we're going to switch that out. Be careful not to pinch your wires or break your wires. And I just happen to have a brand new battery laying here. So put it back together. Stick it in the proper space of the keypad. There's a space marked out particularly for it. Put it back exactly the way it should be. Put the keypad back on, twist it into place, and you're ready to go. So, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, followed by pound, and now it's working. So, to take the ESL10, ESL20, they have two batteries. Two battery holders to hold them in place. The manufacturer recommends that you take one battery out, replace it, put it back in its holder, Then take the other one out, replace it, put it back in its holder. However, don't worry about that too much. It'll still operate even if you switch them both out at the same time. Dead batteries do happen. So, showed you how to change the batteries. Only use Duracell or Everready Energizers. I don't know if you heard me or not, but I said only use Duracell or Everready Energizers. Only use alkaline versions of those batteries. Never use lithium, never use rechargeable. I'll say that again. Never use lithium, never use rechargeable batteries. Alkaline and Duracell or Everready Energizer alkaline batteries. The batteries that I use are the ProCell, which is the commercial version of Duracell. Let's use this as the ESL5 as an example. I explained to you in our previous versions the way to enter the combination is you press in C, which wakes it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, followed by pound. Now it's unlocked. Okay. If you start pressing buttons and nothing happens, that's because you haven't woke it up yet. To wake it up, you have to press C, followed by the 6 digits, and then pound. That operates it. So what happens if I hit C and I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 and pound? It doesn't like it. Why doesn't it like it? Because it's the wrong combination. So let's try entering a different combination. Still the wrong combination. Doesn't like it. Gives us the beeps and then goes dark. Didn't open the set. What happens if we do it again? Let's go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, followed by pound. Didn't like it. Now what? Well, I still can't remember it maybe. So we're going to hit C. Didn't like it again. Still not opening. Uh-oh, what's that mean? Well, you just put this lock into penalty mode. Penalty mode means you get to sit back for a few minutes while wait for it to get back out of penalty mode. So in that time period, you can think about what your combination really should be. So, now when you press a button, it's going to blink at you like that. Now that's only on the ESL5. And you see the flashing? That's how it happens about every 15 to 30 seconds. That's every 10 seconds, I believe. And that's just letting us know it's in penalty mode. You can't do nothing. So, while that's in penalty mode, let's bring back the ESL20, ESL10. And let's see what happens if we put it into penalty mode. We're going to enter this combination several times wrong. On the ESL5, it took 4 combinations that were wrong before it went into penalty mode. And on here, it took 4 also. So we put these into penalty mode. And in this case, you'll see that this little red light is going to blink over here. That's about every 10 to 15 seconds. Over here, the keypad flashes. So, another thing to look at on these, while it's in penalty mode, for me to talk to you about, is this keypad does not light up. You only have beeps. This keypad lights up, but it doesn't have this little red dot over here. So that's one of the differences between these. This keypad is nice for if you're working in the dark. This keypad, you have to go by feel. But it does have the raised buttons on it. So if you've got a fairly simple combination, you should be able to figure it out. The ESL5, ESL15 only come as a swing bolt. The ESL10, the ESL20 only come as a deadbolt. If you look at these two, you can tell that this is a very much more robust lock as compared to this. This has the little relock bracket on it. I don't have that on this one. This lock has several extra features to it. It's used on their ESL5, or I'm sorry, their ESL10, ESL20, their audit lock, several other locks that they have. It has a bunch of stuff built in, and depending on what functions it has, or how it's marketed, will depend on what functions it has available. So the ESL10 is a single user lock like you would have in most homes. The ESL20 is a multi-user with functions such as time delay, lockout, dual custody, all kinds of stuff. We won't talk about those. Those are kind of complicated. While we're watching these things here, let me show you some other features here. When you open these up, as long as this base plate is original to the lock, you'll notice that there is a serial number. This is a lock serial number, and it corresponds to the lock that's on the inside of the safe. If there's ever an issue where nothing you do can recover from a lost combination or a bad combination, you'll need this number and contact customer support at AMSEC, American Security Products, in order for them to help you overcome that. That is on both of these. See that this has the number here. Okay, so these are out of penalty mode now. So the waiting period on those is approximately 5 minutes. All right, so let's talk about changing the combination. Let's do the ESL5. So to put this into programming mode, C pound followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pound. That's the old combination. Now enter the new combination. Let's do 98765 pound. Now you have to repeat that step. 98765 pound. So now it's changed. So now it will not work on the old combination. Current combination is 987654. All right, so let's change it back here. Oh, wrong combination. All right, didn't like that combination. So let's change it again, try it again. So correct combination is 987654 followed by pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is our new combination followed by pound. Now I'm going to make a mistake here. Did not like that because the combinations didn't match. So it kicked it out of programming mode, and we still should be set on the old combination. So again, if you're entering this and you make a mistake while you're doing your changing, let's say I see there, it didn't like that because it was the wrong combination. So we're going to change the combination back, and I'm going to make another mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So I've changed this combination to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Now I'm going to enter what I think I changed it to, but can't remember. Uh-oh, what did I do? There's the correct one. So a lot of times we hear from people that say they changed the combination, now they can't get in. And that's because they either didn't hit the right number of buttons, or they hit the wrong buttons that they were thinking they were going with, which can happen quite often if you're going all over the keypad. So you need to concentrate on your numbers, I recommend that you write your numbers down, have them directly in front of you while you're doing it. And don't put them in small print, put them in big print. That way it makes it easier to see while you're doing it. So, our current combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. And I would like to change that back so it's on the original factory combination. So C, pound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, pound. And then I'm going to enter the number I want. So we're back on the original combination. Remember, if you make a mistake, let's say I make a mistake. I'm setting this combination and I'm changing it to 98765 and I hit the wrong button. Oops, what do I do? Oops, what do I do? I'm going to stand back and I'm just going to let it time out. Now, we're done. We're still set on the old combination. It exited out of programming mode and reverted back to its old programming. So there you go. If you make a mistake, let it time out. Another way, if you're entering a combination, and let's say I get to here and I make a mistake, I still got one more button to push, but I want to hit the pound, because that just basically says I made a mistake, and we're going to let it take that number and tell me I did it wrong. Now I'm going to go back and enter the right number. Works just fine. But we've got this number set to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to let it time out here because I just made a mistake. But I want to reset this combination. I think I want to reset it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that won't work. But it'll give the appearance of working. So, hit programming, enter the old combination, enter the new combination, enter it again. So it says it took that programming. So let's hit pound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, pound. So that looks like we've entered 8 digits. In actuality, we only entered 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Didn't work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Worked. So what it did is it did not recognize the 6 and the 7 when you entered the programming mode. Even though it appears that you entered 8 digits, in actuality only 6 work. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 was the number that we thought we had programmed. But in actuality, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 is the number, the 6-digit number. I can also hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and it'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, it'll work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, 6, 6, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, followed by 8, and it still works. So it'll recognize the first 5 digits, and then it waits for the final 6th digit before it'll allow you to open. So you can enter as many numbers as you want, as long as it's not the final number after you've entered the 5th digit. So I'm going to demonstrate an issue. We actually had a fellow call us and ask him about this. He's got no beeps. He's got batteries in it, but it doesn't beep. And that's because he disconnected the keypad from the lock. The two have to work together. If this isn't connected, it will not work. That is the same with all of the ESL locks. If your batteries are disconnected or dead, it will not work. If you remember at the beginning of this video, on the ESL5, we had beeps, we had lights, but it would not open the lock. Battery issues. Batteries are the #1 issue that we see with most of these. And people will go out to Dollar General or to the local convenience store and they'll buy the inexpensive Chinese-made batteries or even some of the popular name brands. And I won't get into those names, but they don't have the amperage. They don't have the push to work the lock. Or they've been sitting on a shelf for years, and as such, they just do not work. So buy the Duracells, buy the Ever-Ready Energizers, and use those. So I want to get rid of the noise, or I've gotten rid of the noise. I want to turn it back on. The 5 and the 15, that's possible. So we want to put this into programming mode. And then we're going to turn this stealth mode on. That's done by hitting 80 pound followed by 0 to turn it off. Or in this case, we left it on. 1 turns it off. So now we have no beeps. So if you're using it and you find out there's no beeps, but it's still working, unlocking the lock, you've gotten it into stealth mode. You can turn stealth mode back on by entering program mode 80 and 0. I should, let's say that again. It's C pound, puts it in programming mode. 80 pound puts it in stealth on or off mode, and then 0 pound turns off the stealth. 1 pound would have turned it on. So there you go. The keypad doesn't light up, as we said before. If this one doesn't light up, there's an issue. Either it's disconnected from the lock, or the battery's dead. Those are the two main issues I see with that. Anything else is catastrophic failure. Remember, this keypad doesn't light up, but there's a little red dot over here, a little red light. The same thing. If it's disconnected or the batteries are dead, those are two reasons why it won't work. Replace the batteries, make sure it's connected. Otherwise, it's a catastrophic failure. I have seen the wires broken from somebody catching it and pinching the wires, that type of thing. So when you put these back together, be sure that you're not pinching the wires. Especially on these. There's a lot of information here, a lot of information I've talked to you about. Once again, if there's anything you need to know about these locks, give us a call, send us a comment. We use these on our own. I'm going to cut away to my own personal safe here in a bit and show you a picture of it because it does have an ESL10 on it. It's the one that I prefer for my stuff. And the reason I prefer the ESL10, besides being a single user, is the fact that it is one of the most robust locks on the market today. So this is my personal gun safe. American Security has the ESL10 on it. For those of you who are wanting to know about the programming instructions for any of the ESL locks, I'm going to include a link to the various resources at American Security Products, AMSEC USA.com, AMSEC USA.com. I'll include the ESL5, the ESL10, and I'll link to the resource page. That way you can go right out there and find all this information yourself, read about it, and troubleshoot it yourself. Once again, if you have any questions, we are here to help. Just let us know. Again, thanks for watching. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And also go out there and check out the other channel that we have, Gino's Gizmos. You'll see a bunch of videos on some of the special projects we've done in the past. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.